Hi all, I have decided to make a video presenting to you all with the story of my deconversion from the Church of World Messianity. First of all, let me apologize for using this video software, and not my real face and voice. The main reason is, because my wife was opposed to my making these videos and she only agreed if I used this method. Okay, second of all, I gotta tell you all that my current opinion about this subject has changed a few times in my life, and there is no guarantee that it won't happen again. Also, I'm biased against religion because of the terrible experiences I have had with it, and my video will reflect this. Okay, so let me start with my childhood. I grew up in a family of non-practicing parents that believed in God. My father is a non-practicing Jew, and my mother is a non-practicing Catholic. My grandmother was an atheist Jew and my grandfather always celebrated the Jewish holidays. I was never told I had to believe in anything, although I knew that my parents believed in God. When I was a baby I was baptized a Catholic, but when I was 13 I had 2 bar mitzvah celebrations. When I was quite young I tended to like the idea that I was Jewish. I thought it was cool. I even took down my mother's picture of the Last Supper and put up mezuzahs on the door. I was ashamed to bring my Jewish friends into the house with pictures of Jesus on the wall. I now realize that was quite silly, it's just pictures. Later on in my life, in my 20s, I was quite against the idea of God. I went so far as to make a demonstration in front of my friends saying, "Oh, okay God, if you exist, blast me here with lightning, so that all these people in front of me will believe in you." Obviously that didn't happen. A few years after that I came to live in Japan, where I still live now. I found myself suffering from anxiety disorder which my doctor has diagnosed as being caused from smoking marijuana. I got married to a Japanese. She was pregnant, and she also has mental problems, but I'd rather not say much about that on the internet. Just keep it in mind that that was a factor in my problems that led into my conversion to the Church of World Messianity. Well, I found myself in a terrible situation. The doctors had diagnosed my wife with tuberculosis, and also told me that I probably have it myself. Note, there is more to this story, but I don't feel free to share it. I can only tell you that I had a whole bunch of problems, illness of many kinds on both me and my wife, and financial problems. That is when I thought, I have tried everything I can, except God, so I ended up going with my mother-in-law to the Church of World Messianity, known in Japanese as Sekkei Sohikyo. Let me give you a brief summary of what the church claims to be and what I have experienced that it really is. World Messianity claims that its founder Akata Makachi, known as Metashu Sama or the Master of the Light, is a person that was able to reach the same level as God and also had revelations from God as to what the world is going to be like and what we should do. He claimed that everyone can rid themselves of poverty, illness and strife by practicing a ritual he called Jorei, in English spiritual purification, which he claims is the light of God channeled through a channeler. He claimed that the world was in the way to become a paradise on earth, and that God was using certain people including himself to make it become. So they claim that you need to suffer in order to become purified, and that there are 3 ways of getting purified: 1, by suffering, 2, by doing good deeds, and 3, by enjoying art. And that Jorei speeds up the purification process, which means you suffer more, but that is needed in order to remove the spiritual clouds accumulated on our spiritual bodies which reside in the spiritual realm. These clouds are accumulated by sinning. It has a holy book called The Foundation of Paradise written by Mishu Sama. In this book he specially focuses on the evil of telling lies, and how doing good deeds is the only way to gain true happiness. One more thing they taught is that atheists were evil and that religious people were good, since they believed in a judgment day, and in an afterlife with the possibility of eternal punishment in hell. This kept me in a constant fear that I was going to go to hell, since I had done some of the things this religion claims to be sins. Soon after I joined, I was fortunate enough to get financial help of a kind I can't disclose to you guys. I automatically interpreted this as God having done a miracle for me. Another thing that this religion is against is medical treatment. I was undergoing treatment for my anxiety disorder and I went off the medicine because of the teachings I read in the book. I suddenly developed hallucinations and I actually saw many miraculous things like visible light shining down from the altar and some kind of my spirit being sucked out from my back during a Jorei session. With all of this, I became certain that the religion really had power. Please go on to watch part 2 of this video.